Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
Want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
So bad at this.
It was great.
Is it great? Is it
It's
really?
great. It's great.
Is it? I was trying to do it. I need to connect a mouse to this because I'm trying to do it with my finger and it just never works.
Yeah, no, that's terrible
It
news.
doesn't have the nuance.
No.
I'm Amy with an I.
I'm
here
Erin with an E.
Yeah.
We're awkward.
We're two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup, and we're awkward.
And we're awkward.
We are. We're super awkward, which is delightful. Hopefully,
It is. Speaking of awkward, our dear, what do I call her now? Is she friend of the pod now? Amy with a Y for the moment, temporary friend of the pod, hosted an awkward preteen gathering at my house this weekend.
That sounds fun. So weird.
Yes, which
Kids are
we
so
dubbed,
weird.
they are, which we dubbed Awkward Teen Hunger Force, and it lived up to the name. It was awkward. There were preteens, but they had fun and eventually played hide and seek. And as one does in a house that has a lot of square footage. And they had a grand old time. But it just shows that the awkward never ends.
Amy's watching us. Okay.
Ooh.
Amy, friend of the pod. We're
Friend of the pod,
reading
Amy.
Justice for Mary Beth because we finished with Mike and Ricky.
Yeah. You missed their steamy hookup scene.
They literally never had sex. Did they have sex?
No. I don't even think they kissed.
No, but there was some longing looks.
Yes, lots of longing, some smoldering, some unrequited melancholy, if you will.
And she didn't get her tattoo because that's what whores do.
Whores get tattoos.
Yeah.
And they're going to talk about it, which really
and that's
is not
something that
gonna
this
let her.
show is solidly behind is that whores get tattoos.
Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
So yeah, we're reading Justice for Mary Beth, and Erin loves it.
It's so good. I, as like a reading buff and someone who considers themselves to be pretty well read, this is you
and I we share books, and
but this is a transformational piece of literature.
The way she writes, it makes me feel things for sure.
Yeah. Like
usually it's frustration.
Yes.
But I have feelings. It gives
when he raised that shotgun at a menacing angle, oof, I felt that.
So anyway, we're friend of the pod, Amy with a Y.
Temporary friend of the pod. You got to take back over someday. I'm only funny for so long, and then I'm like a comedian where I can only be out for a little bit because otherwise you're going to get sick of me. So then I have to leave. So that way I stay funny.
This is why I only do a show once a week because
valid.
The rest of the year. I'm sure the first time Amy hung out with me, well, she probably already knew I was super boring, but I nap a lot more. I'm basically a cat. Like I like to knock things over.
Yes.
I like, attention. And then I don't want anyone to look at me and then I'm just going to go nap somewhere inappropriately. Like I'm just going to lay across things and just nap.
I love that. I'm here for it. Yes.
Yeah. I napped inappropriately at your house. Probably. I was just like, I'm asleep.
I napped at my house today.
I did not nap at my house today. I had my kids. So today we wanted to talk about kids, life, books, holidays. So holidays are coming up.
Season.
We don't have any breaks yet at this point.
No.
This is the part where it's just the steamroll running. You can't stop. I used to think as a kid that there was a gap between Halloween and Thanksgiving.
Oh, 100% as a kid.
I thought that there was like so much time, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas and then New Year's, but it's not.
It's none. It's none
There's
time.
no time. Like it was literally last week. It feels
Yeah.
like so. Yeah, and then you have to deal with family and politics and
yeah.
So there's
fortunately, I come from a family who's pretty like-minded to me, so that part with politics and all of that pretty easy breezy.
I do not.
Yeah, the less easy breezy is that
Yeah.
I'm kind of a Scrooge, but not like in the sense that like I hate Christmas and the holidays. It's just this is a season.
Oh yeah, I love Christmas and the holidays. I just don't want to see my family. Or
I don't even know if I love it. Like
I do. I absolutely love Christmas. I love Christmas. I love the lights. I love the decoration. I love the movies. I love, the food. I love everything to do with Christmas. I love
this
gifts.
Is great. We're going to be a great contrast.
I love giving gifts. I love getting gifts. I just actually like giving more than getting. But I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I just don't want to, I don't like having to do the stuff for the people, and I don't like seeing my family. But so there's this weekend. I don't have my children for Thanksgiving. So this weekend there's a family hangout thing. And the logistics are turning into kind of a nightmare. Just the logistics to get there. And because the kids, my older children want to drive separately from me because I'm not cool. And but both of them have permits where they have to have a licensed driver with them.
Oh, yeah.
Neither of them, 2 permits don't equal a license.
They do not.
So their dad has volunteered to ride down with them. He's not invited.
No.
So it's a whole thing. And so I'm like, so you're just going to drop him off and turn around and leave? Because he can't even come and go to the bathroom. Like my family does not want anything to do with this man. So we're like, what's happening here? And so I was talking to the kids. I was like, why don't you just get in my car, please? Just save so much hassle. Just get in my fucking car. Just
right.
But it's a whole thing. Car. It's a gorgeous car. But they're like, come on, just
let us. We're young and want our freedom.
And they're like, we came up with this plan all on our own. I'm like, I'm sure you did. This sounds like something an 18 and 20-year-old came up with.
Yes, it does.
So, yeah. So I have to, haven't even run it by my family yet because I'm like, do you want this person to have your new address that you've moved to since I got divorced? Probably not.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally just logistics
is the worst part of it. And because there's my family, and then my 2 kids have, my ex's side of the family that they have stuff with. And then my oldest son has his biological dad's family stuff as well. So I'm juggling, all of these families.
Logistics.
Yes, which, we did before as well, except we were going to things together. So this is isn't the first, but this will be like the second holiday season where it's like trying to make stuff work between everybody, which fortunately, like my ex's side of the family, they tackle their stuff. Like they have a nurse in the family. So our gatherings were always wonky schedule wise to just accommodate that. So that part's fine. But then it's my family and then the oldest son's family, and none of it is bad. All of it is good. They are all great people, but it's the logistics of making it all work and then the doing all of the things. And it is just a season where I always feel like not enough. And that's what makes me a Scrooge is that
I just stopped doing anything. I literally started doing the bare minimum. I even started getting my kids like just a game, like a family game, because they have, I've talked about this on the show before too. Like you said, there's how many sets of grandparents? Like 3 sets of grandparents?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're fine. Those kids are golden as far as presents go. Fuck it. Yeah. And then as long as I put up a tree or like a wreath on the door or something, I'm fine. Like I don't care. So that's fine.
I put up the tree that came with the house that my amazing friends have curated over the years, and it's mega nerdy and has all these nerd decorations, and I love it. I left it up until March last year because I loved it so much.
I love
But
it.
yeah, just again, it was a nice nightlight.
I would go. I would come see it when the tree was up, but I don't want to be in Minnesota when it's cold.
No, and that's valid. You're super valid to like say no. I'll send you a picture.
Although
Very well.
it's been like 90 this week or something. It is uncalled for. It shouldn't be that hot still. I should.
Yeah,
be
no, and
sweating
you
in
guys just
November.
like dipped down into really cold, like the last time, like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago when we talked.
Mhm. Yeah, it
Yeah.
froze, and then it bumped back up. It's insane. Everybody's allergies is insane. It's making us all feel
Just
gross.
bananas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you do anything like apart from the logistics? Like, does your family have like a tradition or thing that they do that you like, despite the logistics, look forward to?
I don't. My family used to do stuff when I was a kid, but I don't because I didn't maintain it when I was with young children, and then I've kind of been in survival mode since then. So I haven't really done anything, and I don't have them every year.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference. Like I don't want to have like some kind of long-standing running tradition and
Yeah.
then, not do it. So not really. We make things at Christmas time. I bake with them. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
When we eat, we do a lot of family gathering stuff when I have them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're doing
Yeah.
the thing before Thanksgiving, because we usually do Thanksgiving with my brother and his family. And but this year I can go to Friendsgiving and get turnt, I think the kids say.
Yes, turnt is the word.
Turnt.
We're going to get lit.
Lit.
Yes.
I hope I have a job by then.
Yeah.
God damn it. You know how hard it is to find a job? It's
Yes.
so freaking hard to find a job.
Yes.
So
And one that, with all of the things that you need to do
I
the life.
literally don't care at this point. I'm like, I will take any remote job. Just give me job. I'm going to leave your job when I find another job, but just give me job.
Please hand it over. Yeah. Nope. I get that. Our family doesn't. Our family does like a game that was born of the, hey, all of the grandkids, my generation, are like grown up. What do we do? And it's kind of like the dice game, but it's a little different. And there's just like a set money limit that you spend. And it's funny because like at first, when we first started doing it, it was like, oh, try to get nice stuff. But what we have discovered over the years is that it's the quirky gifts.
Yep.
It's the quirky gifts or it's the lottery tickets that typically get fought over. Last year I brought a blanket. Actually, it was 2 blankets, and that got fought over pretty hard. But like my uncle sometimes will. Yeah. And like my uncle one time like got a framed picture of himself and a squatty potty, and we fought for that real hard because it was just so funny. And so like I look forward to that with like my side of the family, because
that is super fun.
I just want to see
do a gift exchange in my former in-laws family, and that was fun.
Yeah.
I do miss, so I was married into a wealthier family, and the gifts I got from them were pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss the hey, we're getting a beach house in Malibu for 2 weeks. Like
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, I miss those times. Or hey, we're all meeting in California, let's go ski, or Colorado, let's go skiing, or
yeah, all the fun things.
Yeah, or just so many kitchen gadgets, like so. Yeah, and then the whole like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, they would just be in town, and every night would be something. Like they'd take us all out for sushi, or all the kids would go to a movie, so we'd all see like something. Like we saw The Grinch in the theater or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then we just like it would be all these things, and then that weekend would be all the grandkids making sugar cookies, and then everybody hanging out. And I liked that.
Yeah,
it was fun. Of course, I had to put up with people that weren't fun, but I really liked that.
Yeah,
it made it feel like it was a special time of year.
Yeah, like an event. It was a thing, and
I can't do that because I'm poor.
I was to say a single parent.
Yeah, I don't have the time or space or energy.
No, goodness,
anything. So
no, thank goodness for them grandparents.
Yeah, they're still doing it for my kids, which is awesome.
Yeah,
super great. So
that is the good part.
I wonder what Justice would do.
Oof. I feel like he sits in front of a tree that is like just very like minimally decorated and probably has some sort of like corn cob pipe and then just rocks in his chair.
Hand carved by his grandpa.
Yeah. And his shotgun is still right there and he just rocks and goes,
He's got his shotgun.
yep. He just rocks and goes, yep. And that's his Christmas.
All the patrons need to listen to the book to know.
Yes. To get what we're saying, but you'll understand. I feel like it paints a pretty good picture without it.
We love reading these Trump romance books.
We
love it.
Hurts. But speaking of reading, here we go. Look at this glorious segue. I last week, because I am a chaotic goblin creature, I'm going to reverse a little bit before the goblin part. So I have a group of friends at work who, like, we all read the ACOTAR series, the Court of Thorns and Roses and all of that.
Oh, those books were so good.
It was so fun. And so we talk about them. And then one of the girls ordered this like Cards Against Prythian, which is like the world that it's set in. So it's Cards Against Humanity, but all set like in the world of those.
So
books.
nerdy.
And so we do like a once a month like lunch together at work and we will play the game. But now we've all read or are finishing reading Fourth Wing. And so the second book in that series just came out this past week.
Is it the same author?
Yeah.
Wait,
okay. Or no, not the same as ACOTAR.
Okay.
So,
because I think I read all of the Crown of Roses, whatever theory or series.
Yeah.
Because it ends with I mean everything kind of like works out.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I heard she's starting in the next one in that series. And so
that book
there's more coming.
Books were fun.
They were really fun. And honestly, like that's what got me through like the last like year of my relationship.
Yeah, those books were really fun. Our friend of the show, friend of the podcast, Shmishtina, recommended those books to me.
Yeah.
And they're super fun.
It was really fun. But then so this new series, The Fourth Wing, came out and people were like, this is the next like fantasy thing as we continue to wait for the next one in the ACOTAR series.
Oh my gosh.
And so this one's about dragons, but it's kind of like,
of course
it's got dragons. It's kind of divergenty.
It's not the fairy magic people.
Not fairy magic people. There is like magic elements, but it's not.
Weren't there mer people in that book, in that series too?
I mean, there probably are.
No, in the other one. There were mer people because they made a deal with that one mermaid chick.
She wasn't really a mermaid. She was some kind of mythical creature, but mermaid.
Some kind of like water siren person. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So there was that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this one's different. So yeah. So the second book comes out. Our local bookstore posts that they have it. I cannot escape work because it is the week I have my kids. So I have to save my lunch break until it's time to go pick them up from school. And so I called the bookstore and I was like, can I just pay for this over the phone? And then you hold it for me and I'll come in. And he was like, normally I would totally do that, but they're already gone. And I was like, you have been open for a half an hour. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh no. And so then did I call the Barnes and Noble an hour away from me and say, do you have it? I need it. And they were like, he's like, let me go make sure there are some. They're almost gone. And I was like, yeah. And so he got one. Yep. And he put it behind the desk for me. He's like, this will have a 48-hour hold on it. It'll be here. And so
that's why you drove an hour today?
Yes. No, that was why I drove an hour on Tuesday.
And
went and got the book. Yep. And then, you know, when you're out of your normal town, you have to stop somewhere to get something to eat that you can't get where you live. And so did that. But needless to say, spent my whole evening traveling for a book. And I also bought like this big poster book of posters of Pedro Pascal, which now I have one in my office at work. And I just made him a little speech bubble that, you know, says the name of where I work and this is the way. And so I was like, see, it's work appropriate now. So I can have my Pedro poster. But that's a whole other podcast. But yeah. So now I'm in that second book and I will obviously not do spoilers for any of the things, but
I'll start that series.
Just hit the ground running. I will.
I have started I've been reading the Silo series from Silo from Apple TV. It's the show. Yep. And the first two books were really good. Really, really good. But when the second book ended, I was like, where can they go? And then the third book comes at it from a completely different angle. And it's a gut wrenching. Like I am completely engrossed. Like up until the moment I got on this podcast with you, I was listening to it because I literally couldn't put it down. It was so good. It's riveting. So the Silo series, it starts with wool.
Whoa.
So
Okay. I'm totally
wool.
saving you, sending you a
Yes.
photo of it. What it is.
Silo. Because the
Love
show was
that.
good, but it was, the details weren't the same and
Mhm.
whatever. But it's a great story.
Yeah.
But the third book is
Yeah. I have I just got a Be Real notification. I'm gonna look at that. You know what Be Real is?
no.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so my friend made me do it. It's like a social media thing, but it just goes off like randomly, like, hey, post now. And the point is you do it and it uses both your cameras. So it takes a picture of your face and wherever you are. So
That's
it's like,
weird. I'm not gonna
what do you look like? What are you doing right now? Yeah, no, I did not need another social media. If it wasn't my bestie, I wouldn't have done it. So then I was like, oh, am I going to do it now? But no, it was just that she posted. Anyhow, we do not need to add more social media to our lives. Don't do it. What we do need is more books. Books,
Yes.
books, all day.
Okay,
Also on my, or what?
Oh no, I
This-
just read
okay.
Assistant to the Villain.
Assistant to the Villain. Okay.
It's a series. It's the beginning. It's the first book in a series, and it's this
Mhm.
lady who lives in a magical world, and she gets kidnapped by this beast creature guy, man,
Mhm.
bad guy.
Yes.
He's the town baddie. He's the big villain, and she notices that his life is incredibly unorganized, and so she becomes his assistant, and she organizes his crime empire. It's super delightful. Her character's great. The series is great. And, of course, you learn that he's not as bad as he seems. And
Oh,
so,
yeah, of course.
yeah,
That's
it's
hilarious.
really cute story and it's done well. And it's
Yes.
like tongue in cheek kind of. So I enjoyed that one a lot. But
I love that.
I was so frustrated because it's a first in a series and there's no other books yet. There was another one about, I'll have to find it, but there was these statues and these kids that lived in this underground library and they couldn't get out. And it was such a good story. And then it just ended. I was like, and I can't find what it was because I'm logged out of that library app right now. I need to go change my address and go in person. And it's this whole thing. So
Yes.
apparently they
they
update it every 4 years and I've used up my library time on that one. So
well, darn it.
I had to change cities and get a new one. And so now I don't have that one.
Yeah. I pulled up my Audible. So I was like, what did I Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman is waiting for me. I have to wait.
Amy says we're boring.
That's because Amy doesn't like to read. Amy, we're delightful.
Should we talk about musicals? Let's talk about musicals.
I mean, we could. I am not only the musical-erati, I'm also the literati. So we can talk about all the things if we wanted to.
I'm a reality TV-erati.
Oh, I am not that, but that's okay.
My gosh, the new season of Love is Blind is out. And
oh gosh, that's one of those, like, I just wait for like the memes on social media and that's how I watch. I can only imagine. Oh my gosh.
There's people that are like, I am determined to get married. I am going to find my husband in the next 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, girl, calm down.
Yes. It's like that barking must be at my house, but I have headphones on, so I can't tell.
Yeah, I do not have a dog.
No, I was like, you don't have dogs. It has to be.
I have 2 cats. Yeah. So
yep. Sorry, I'm weirded out.
So Thanksgiving is coming up. I like getting books for Christmas too.
Yes, books. I have always said for myself, you can never go wrong. And I really wish that the third one was a B word because then it would be a real good alliteration. But books, blankets, and fuzzy socks. Never go wrong. I am always happy with any of those.
Okay, so my daughter calls her feet dogs. So you can say books, blankets, and bitch covers.
Books, blankets, and bitch covers. There it is. Which I mean, I could call a blanket as well.
She always says that, get your dogs off of me.
When she's I like that she's aggressive about it.
Oh, my daughter's aggressive about everything. She was born aggressively. So she lays across me entirely.
Yes.
And she flops. So I have no use of any part of my body. And so I just prop my feet like up on her. She goes, get your dogs off of me. I was like, okay, your entire body's on my entire body. And she was like, stop touching me. I'm like,
your body's on my body.
You're touching all of me.
Stop.
And she goes, stop touching me. And then she chuckles. I'm like, oh my God.
They're so much fun.
13-year-olds are super fun.
Yeah, they are the most fun. So much fun. My Lanta.
Yeah, she was like, she was in a cranky mood this weekend. And I was like, what's going on? And I was like, are you like hormonal or something? She was like, no, I'm wearing periods. I'm wearing tampons for fun. And I was like, okay. Okay.
Sorry I asked, honey.
Okay. I was like, I have chocolate in the pantry. Go eat rage chocolate and leave me alone. Please don't hurt me.
Go eat your rage chocolate. I
Please
love
don't
you.
hurt me.
Should make chocolate and call it rage
I
chocolate. And
tell her
then
there's rage chocolate in my house all the time because I have a 13-year-old daughter.
valid. I love
Mhm.
that. Ooh, we can have so many flavors of rage chocolate.
I just have rage whiskey. I just drink.
Yeah, because you can't make your own.
I cannot. Thank you.
Mm.
It is. So we need to do. I was thinking about it. The 200th episode's coming up, and I told Amy with the
Ooh.
Y. Friend of the show, Amy.
Friend
with
of the
Y.
show. Yeah,
I don't
friend
know
of
if
the
you
pod.
actually met her. I've catfished her a
Yeah.
couple years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I sent her nudes, but they're not mine.
Oh.
But
Wait,
it's
does
real
that mean
fun.
the person that I've met is not actually who I
It's
think it is?
literally
That's
not me.
great.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not me.
Okay.
Was she okay?
Wow.
Did she do well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Real well. I was convinced.
Nice. Okay.
So,
Yeah,
way to go.
I travel with a lot of smoke and mirrors, and none of it's me.
I love that. Money well spent. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually an heiress.
Delicious.
So anyway, you need to do the 200th show, the 200th episode, and I figured Amy needs to come on,
yes.
and we need to get like a bunch of people and just have like a fun time. We can have like a drunk cast, but I don't know if we can do it live. Because who can travel? I mean, unless I go there.
Which you always can.
It's cold in Minnesota.
It is. Yeah, it is. Which, it might be a nice change of pace for what you're dealing with right now, though.
You mean falling madly in love with one of my best friends ever?
Well, I meant the 90 degrees outside, but I'm not trying to remedy that other thing.
It's 59 right now, so.
I'm going to look and see I don't even know what it is right now.
Amy says she has rage wine, but no one cares, Amy. No one cares.
Rage wine. It's 46 currently right here.
Me? I take off my shirt in 46-degree weather.
Yeah. That's not bad. I was telling another friend of the show. I don't know if he goes by his first name or his full name, so I'm just going to say Jay. I was telling Jay today that we've reached, because he was complaining because he was in Minnesota.
Oh, I know Jay. Yeah, we don't speak. Yeah. We don't speak about Jay.
Oh, sorry. Well, he was in Minnesota this weekend and then was complaining about the fact. Yeah. Complaining about that it's colder here. And I was like, if we don't start.
Minnesota.
Yeah, if we don't start thickening our blood and doubling our body hair right now, we won't survive January and February. We have to start early. And so then we were talking about how one does that. And it's mostly by eating. You eat a lot of hot dish and you go outside without a jacket on because then it cues your body to be like, oh,
does it actually work or is it just you talking shit about it happening?
I mean, I feel like it works because I often go winters without ever wearing a jacket. It's
I don't wear jackets either.
No,
I live in
Texas. You live in Texas. Yeah. There's
Although,
polar vortex and shit up here. And I'm just like, man.
We do get iced in for weeks on end. And no one knows how to do anything because it doesn't snow here. It ice storms. So we're screwed.
Yeah. And that's when it ice storms here. It's you're just stuck. There's no.
And all of our highways are overpasses because they just go over, everything is an overpass. So it's a nightmare.
So you just throw it into neutral and hope.
No, I don't leave.
Aim. No, but the people who do, that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, I just don't leave my house. But then, if you don't leave your house and you live with an extrovert like I do, they're literally pacing like a caged animal. And you're sitting there trying to read these delightful books and they're just pacing and you're like, oh my God, calm down.
Please stop.
Shh. You've got to
stop.
That was COVID. No. I was like, COVID. I was fine during COVID when everything was shut down. Delightful. I was like, cool. Now I can watch my reality shows and read in peace.
Yes.
Not if you live with an extrovert.
True.
Not if you. So I learned that the interesting way is.
Yes. The positive extroverted thing that came out of COVID is I have a friend who very much needs that connection with other people.
Yeah, I understand it.
Yes.
Just not me.
Yes. She was also very cautious about COVID-y stuff, which was totally fine. Respect that. And so we would hang out in her garage very far apart, in our little captain's chairs with the door open. And so sometimes you layered up, sometimes you didn't. But we also discovered that both of our families at the time, she still has hers, mine is not the same, really suck at Mother's Day. And so then we just got together and did our own thing and called it Motherfuckers Day, which has lived now beyond COVID and lockdown. We get together for Motherfuckers Day on Mother's Day because our families aren't good at it.
When I started,
we do things.
dating gentleman caller,
Mhm.
my children called him a motherfucker.
I mean,
And so he would respond with, "You son of a bitch."
hey.
And I was like, "Can you guys stop?
Please stop talking about me this way.
Please stop."
Please. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a giggle though, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, it's funny. It was funny, but
Yeah.
you know.
Super funny. I love that though. I don't call my boyfriend that, but
They should.
they could. I mean, but now it's been done. I feel like we have to be more creative now. Like they can't just ride your kids' coattails. They got to come up with their own thing.
Really true. My kids
Mhm.
they're fucking funny, but they're
Yes.
mean. So they met Amy with a Y, friend of
Yes.
the show. And the first thing they said was, "Which one of you is the funny one?" And we were both like, "Oh, it's me." And they
It's
were like,
me.
"Trick question. Neither of you." And we were like,
Dang.
"Oh,
Yes,
okay."
gutted.
And then, because my kids are, my children,
Yeah.
they thought it was the funniest thing. And so they always like, I'll say something and my daughter's like, "Ugh, imagine if I were related to you." I can't even.
I can't even.
Can't even
I'm
imagine.
gonna share. So my children are also pretty funny. I will
I believe
give
it.
you 2 examples. One is
Mhm.
my youngest because he's a silly Billy. But the other day I drove him to work, or well, I was going to work, he was going to school, and he found like in my car some coins in like, the
Yeah.
door pocket or whatever. And he takes them, he's like, "I'm taking these coins." And I was
Like,
like, "What do you need?" Like it was like 32 cents. And I was like, "What do you need these coins for?" And he just looks at me and he goes, "Business." I was like,
Okay.
okay. And so then I
Fair
let it
enough.
be. And I was like, you know what? Actually, I have more questions, which then led to the fact that he is running a pencil sharpening empire at his school because his pencil
Oh.
sharpener is apparently better than the classroom one. And so it costs a penny to use his pencil sharpener.
So 32 cents is change
Yeah.
in case someone has just a nickel.
That's something I don't know, I guess.
So that sounds like
just-
my brother. Like he used to sell Airheads. He would go to Sam's and get the case of Airheads and sell them for 10 cents a pop. Or he would sell those Uniball pens, or the ones like back in the day they had those ones that were like cow prints or all those different prints, and everybody wanted those pens, and he would sell them for like a couple dollars. And they had to add a little stipulation in the handbook: no selling non-school
because of your brother.
Because of my brother.
I love that.
Yeah, my kids are
cool.
They don't respond to my text anymore. I'm at that stage where I will send them something. They're sitting next to me and I see them go and put their phone down. And I'm like, don't leave me on. I am not the person. I am not the person that you leave on red.
No.
I have literally only been ghosted once in my entire life. And I am still doing episodes about that, because that is not, I tell them, I was like,
not
I have
who you are.
Main character energy. Can you please respect this and respond to me accordingly? And then of course they just roll their eyes and leave the room. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I do not deserve to be knocked down any pegs, especially this many.
And not by your children.
By my children that I made.
Yes.
Like,
but my
hardest
oldest
craft project ever.
That is.
And they're leaving me on fucking red.
Ugh.
Yeah, Amy says she does that to me too, but I don't care. I didn't make you with my body.
No, that's big difference.
My favorite to do to Amy is calling her when she's sitting next to me at the table. Just call her. I just call her. We'll just be sitting at breakfast or something, and I'll just call her. And I don't really care because I just have my phone down. And she just looks at it and she's like, "Oh." She goes, "What, bitch?" I'm like, "Oh my God."
That sounds
answer.
exactly
Answer
right.
it. Just answer it.
Answer the phone. We're
Answer
right
your
here.
fucking
Answer
phone.
it. I can see you.
I can see you not answering it.
I can see you. But my oldest son, he is aware that the male companion and I have an alternative style of dating.
Yeah.
He does not know details. He just is aware.
Not his business, but yeah.
No.
They don't need to know details.
No. But he texted me the other day, and let me just tell you what this child texts to me. He doesn't leave me on red, but this is the things he says to my text face. He says, "Mama, did you take my red," insert school's name here, "sweater?" Said, "Because I can't find that bitch anywhere. LMAO. Little more time passes. "Mom." And then another message, you better not be too busy catching polyamorous dick to pay attention to my unimportant question.
Oh my God.
It's like,
First of all, some of us have jobs.
yes.
Not me, but
Yeah.
some people.
No.
Others.
No.
Others.
I called him and I was like, that was hilarious.
That was
Like,
fucking hilarious. And no,
yes.
I am not catching polyamorous dick.
Except I was, but he didn't know that.
You were.
Yeah. That's why I wasn't home.
I mean, I do that too.
I mean, it happens. But yeah,
It
so
happens. Sometimes you're walking down the road and bam.
yeah,
Poly
just,
dick.
there we go. Anyhow, so yeah, I laughed really hard. And then he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm catching polyamorous dick. And I was like, no, I'm in the drive-thru at Burger King. Secret, did both. Not so secret now that I just said it on the internet.
Do they
But
listen to it? Mine
No.
don't.
No, not at all. Yeah, but so that was but I genuinely laughed because my oldest tries really hard to be funny, and I call him every time he fails. I'm like, no, you're regurgitating YouTube at me. It's not funny. So when he's really funny, I like to really emphasize like that was hilarious. Do that, like that's good. Don't
My
just say
kids
things that you hear on the
surprise me.
internet.
My kids surprise me with just random comments, and I just am blown away and bowled over by just how funny they are. And my
Yes.
13-year-old's she's like coming into it, but she's still towing that. She's like figuring out that line of being too mean.
Yes.
Because she's naturally a massive bitch, genetically. And so she's like, she'll like walk this line and she'll say something like, that's too far. That's too mean. And she's like, fine. What I mean is, and then she says something else. And I'm just like, all right, that was better. It's well done.
Yeah.
But you
There
you
you
can't
go.
say all of those things because that's too mean.
No.
So,
No.
but
you
if
gotta
I
toe the
joke with
line.
her, then she starts crying and she's like, that's too mean. I'm like, that was literally nowhere near as mean as what you just said to me.
No.
So
sensitive kids these days.
it's because they were all given participation trophies and shit.
It's gotta be it. It's gotta be it.
Fucking snowflakes.
I know. Like, I mean, come on now. Just because you grew up in what has been largely qualified as unprecedented times doesn't mean I walked uphill to school both ways in the snow. Oh my gosh, my grandpa used to say that all the time. And
My dad used to say that. He was like, uphill in the snow both ways. I'm like, you're from the Bay Area in California.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I lived in like the snowy area. I'm like, of San Francisco. Really?
Your math doesn't check, sir.
I'm not a meteorologist or a geography-ist.
I don't know what
But-
you call it.
Pretty sure San Francisco's not a snowy region.
No, I don't think so. No.
So it didn't really work on me. I didn't believe him. And yeah, I just didn't buy it. I told my kids that I grew up in Pompeii. And I was dead serious. And I started crying of selling it because you got to commit to your bit. So you started crying. I started crying and they were fairly little, not young, but like, 12, 10, somewhere around there. And I was like, I grew up in Pompeii and it was really sad when all my friends died, but we went on vacation and when we came home, everybody was gone. And I was bawling and they were looking at me like, Mom, like you're still full of shit. And so my oldest was like, I'm calling your dad. He's like, I'm going to prove you. So they call my dad to call me out on this. And they were like, Mom says she's from Pompeii. And he was like, it was so sad when everybody died. And they were like, oh, they were so done with me.
That's great. I love that so much. So
I still say it. I was like, I'm from Pompeii, right? And they were like,
yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, yeah, it was real weird seeing my neighbors fucking. And they're like, stop.
I think I'm going to have to, I might steal that a little bit because I always get did you grow up here? In the small town that Amy and I live in.
Pompeii.
And I'm going to be like, no, I'm a transplant is what I was saying. Oh, where from? I'm going to say Pompeii sometime and see how I'm going to try it on, see how it fits.
See, the thing is not everybody's smart enough to know where it's at.
Which is
so,
which I can't wait. I feel like the likelihood of me encountering that person is high.
Oh yeah. 100% out in the wild.
Yeah.
Here they say, are you from here? No. Do you have a church family? Literally the second question. And I say, oh no. And they're like, do you want one? I was like, I just say I was raised Mormon because then they stopped talking to me. because
Oh,
I was a former cult member. They're like, whoop, done. They're like,
no.
done. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh no, she's gonna try to marry my man or something. I don't know what they're afraid of.
Just scoop them right up.
Scoop him right up, add him to his hot dish or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a
Hottest of
casserole, but
dishes.
whatever.
The hottest. I mean, we can't get into that.
Okay, we're not gonna have that fight,
'Cause-
or the
no,
gray
'cause
or the
okay.
gray duck fight.
So
Except you're on board with me.
I'm on Goose. Like I played Duck Duck Goose.
Duck
I did
Goose.
not play Duck Duck
Exactly.
Gray Duck.
I
Like,
know. It's
yeah.
every couple of months. It's a random fight somewhere on the internet, and I have to chime in and say Amy's wrong, even if she hasn't
Yes.
commented yet.
Yeah.
Because Amy's fucking wrong.
And like I grew up in Minnesota, and
She's
like
wrong.
farther north than Amy did, and I didn't say gray duck. So I'm
I'm
just saying.
Swedish, and I still don't say gray duck.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
And hot dish or casserole are interchangeable to me. I don't care. It's not a fight, which is
So
probably
my
going to make someone else mad. But
friend from England said that it depends on the dish it's in. I let him
Okay.
have that because he's British, and I don't
Okay.
know what they do over there. I agree
tell
with
me the
him.
difference.
I don't know. I didn't listen to him.
Okay.
I
Darn
agreed
it.
with him because I just let British people say whatever they want because it's so cute.
It is.
And then I just ignore him. So
Well, now I'm like, is it is a square dish a hot dish and a round one is a casserole?
do I have to talk to my British friend to get the information? Because I will.
I feel like yes. I feel like I need to know now.
God damn it.
Because I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Amy's saying Erin's a blasphemer.
Yeah, she can say whatever she wants. I am
She's
untouchable.
not even here to say it, so it doesn't even
I
matter.
know.
What are
if
you
they
gonna do
put
about
if
it?
they put the two of us next to each other and she tries to pitch that I'm the blasphemer, I'm just gonna make the sad big eyes face and be like, and they'll believe me.
You're never gonna get another grilled cheese out of me.
Nope. Although
Calming
I do have to tell you that when Male Companion and I had COVID a few weeks ago, and
that was brutal.
It was freaking wretched. It lasted so long. For him, it was almost 2 full weeks.
Well, he had man COVID. It's different.
Yes. And he appropriately was like, I'm really sorry. I'm about to be a lot. And I was like, okay, I appreciate you recognizing it. But no, he was like, he said after he finally, tested negative and all that, he was like, do you know why I think all of these things are happening to us right now? And I was like, what? And he's like, when's the last time you had a grilled cheese? And I was like, we realized we hadn't had grilled cheese, and that is probably why everything was falling apart. So
I
got to get back on the grilled cheese wagon.
Very long time. I probably since your house.
I should probably come there and make you a grilled cheese, and then all of a sudden you'll be having Fortune 500 companies knocking on your door being like, please work for us.
Instead of getting the emails from Fortune 500 companies are like, we appreciate your resume. Yes. We care about you. While your achievements are very notorious, blah, 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 blah. We've passed on, blah, blah, blah. We've moved on to the next level. And I'm like,
yeah.
I had an
gazillion
AI
dollars.
Make my resume. I paid to have my resume AI generated. It's fantastic. It's the best resume I've ever had in my entire life.
I'm sure it is. Male Companion uses Fiverr and has somebody who professionally does that.
That's what I
and
paid
it's amazing.
a chatbot to do my resume, and it was great.
Yes.
I have had luck with recruiters though. I'm with 3 recruiters. I've signed up with 3 recruiters, and I've signed, those right to represent things for 3 recruiters, and they're working their asses off. Like they're calling me and checking in with me because apparently when you reach a certain level, you have to professional, blah, 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 whatever. So, which I'd rather just get paid to be cute, but apparently they don't do that. My resume should just be my face.
Yeah,
Ooh,
really.
And my tits.
Yes.
Actually, just my tits. My face is gonna get older. But yeah, that's
I think you still got a lot of mileage left on the face, though.
Maybe, probably more than my tits, actually, because they've seen a lot more action than my face has.
I just think that you can put both on there, and you'll be able to, as the youth say, secure a bag before it reaches the
my
you have to worry.
Because there's got to be a niche for something.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm just going to remove all of these chatbot recommendations and just put pictures everywhere.
Yeah, body shot. Here you are.
From behind, where I'm like, my ass is out. Ooh, the Trump shot. The Amy loves that Trump shot with the tennis picture. She loves it so much. She pretends like she hates it, but she loves it so much. So
Yes, there you go. That's the picture.
that's the picture.
That's
But
the post.
no, so apparently you can't really find your own jobs. You have to have a recruiter or a headhunter find you a job because when you reach like senior level positions, there's less jobs. Because you think about when you're at a job, there's like 20 people that are entry level, and then 5, and then 2, and then 1 or whatever. And I'm just trying to get into the 5. That's fine. It's fine. I can get there. Just hire me. Just someone hire me. So, but then they'll call me. They're like, okay, we're going to pay you $17 to work in person in Nashville. I'm like, I don't live in Nashville. No, thank you. And why did you even call me? Like,
no,
like
I'm not moving.
And
no,
because they asked me what my requirement is. I'm like, okay, I need to make this much in order to make my bills. And they're like, well, we're going to offer you this much less, and you're going to have to go into the office, and it's like an hour drive or something. I'm like, none of this is selling this.
Yeah, no.
None of those things are selling this to me.
Yep, no. No thanks.
Yeah, so
hard pass.
Yeah, no. Exactly.
So
I don't know. That's where I'm at. I have a job interview tonight with a friend from high school who has she has her own insurance company thing, and I'm going to hear her out. And then I have another job interview tomorrow that I'm pretty sure is in person in Nashville, but it might be remote. I'm not sure. So
yeah, hopefully not.
And then I hope to hear back from a recruiter that wanted all this information from me this week. So
exciting.
I know. She needed I'm hoping it's real, because she's like, I need a copy of your degrees. I was like, okay, I can do this. She was like, in 30 minutes. I'm like, where the fuck are my degrees?
Oh, I would have no idea.
I have no idea. So I found out that parchment.com, $5, you can get a copy of your degrees. I found this out now. So I did that. And then she needed 3 references. And then she needed a copy of my COVID vaccine. And then the next day she got back to me and said, I need 5 points of things that you did at your last position, like a summarize. I was like, okay. So I'm hoping to hear from her again. I'm like,
yeah,
please. I've done all of this stuff. But 30 minutes, I was digging through bins. I was like, I don't know where my degrees are. I didn't hang them up.
No, I didn't either.
I don't know where they're at. So
it's somewhere.
Yeah, they're in boxes somewhere. I don't know where they're at. I have them. I'm proud of them.
I had a job once where they were like, hang your degree up in your cubicle or in your office, and I was like, no.
You can get fake.
I don't know where it is. I'm sure.
Big presentation ones. I found that out when I was looking for it the other day.
I should have. I should get one from my true alma mater, Silly Goose University. Hang that up. I don't work at the place anymore, so it doesn't matter. But
did you hang it up, or did you tell them fuck no?
No, I never did. They never came to my job site and looked to see if we did, so I didn't do it.
Like it's none of their business.
No, like
I'm not a doctor.
My transcript. Yeah, like
you don't need it. I understand the COVID vaccine because it's for a hospital.
Yeah,
and so all employees need vaccines, even remote ones. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah,
totally fine.
All right, so it's been about an hour.
It is, and I need to go eat dinner. I'm hungry.
Erin's gonna go make herself grilled cheese, not Amy.
No, and actually, I'm not even making myself grilled cheese. Male companion's making breakfast sandwiches, and he pickled vegetables to put on them, and I'm so excited.
Did he make them fast?
Yeah.
I always call them quickles. The quick pickles.
It is, but they're carrots, so it's a quickle carrot. He made some earlier this week and it was real good. So now we're on round 2 and I can't wait.
That's delicious. All right. We'll have fun.
I will. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks to all of you motherfuckers who put up with the Amy's droning on week after week. If you enjoy their delightful bitchcraft, please follow them on all of the social medias and send them all of your money on Patreon or PayPal. You can find them on these platforms by using the Google machine. It's not hard. If you want to bitch with other fans about the show, join the Secret Soup Talk Facebook group. If you want to tell Amy and Amy to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com, although it may go unanswered. Please rate and review the show on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. It will help spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, text someone right now. Tell your friends. As always, we'll leave you with the vocal stylings of Mr. Eli Bosnick.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.